Beginners tell me all the time, one of their biggest concerns when starting a yoga practice is a lack of flexibility. The tool I'm about to show you will change that. Hi, I'm Kate. It's no secret that you make faster progress when you have the right tool for the right job. So what is the right tool when starting a yoga practice? Voila! Yes, it's a yoga block. But wait, it's not just the tool that matters. It's the knowledge to use that tool well. And that's what I'm offering you today. How to use a yoga block when you're first getting started with yoga. First, you need to know a yoga block has 3 different heights: low, medium, and what I like to call skyscraper. You can stack blocks to give you a little extra height, but the best way to do that is to put a skyscraper block on top of a low block. Otherwise, it can be unstable. That brings me to my next tip. Always have 2 blocks, one for each hand. Yoga blocks are the guilty pleasure of the yoga world. Everybody uses them, but nobody wants to talk about them. Why? Because they feel like they are cheating. Seriously, that's what people tell me. Crazy. That's like telling me it's cheating to wear shoes when you run, because you should do it barefoot. Shoes help you run better. Blocks help you yoga better. I can tell you from personal experience that the shelves of blocks at our studio are often empty when class begins. So somebody's using blocks, and you might want to use them too. The biggest way blocks help beginners is to make a yoga pose accessible. Accessible means you can actually do the yoga posture instead of it being out of reach. Remember, a lack of flexibility is the #1 concern people have when starting a yoga practice. But now you have the right tool for that. The best way to learn this, though, is to see it. So let's start with a classic yoga pose, touching your toes, or what we call a forward fold. The reason you can't touch your toes is often because of a limited range of motion. In other words, your hips don't move much. That's especially true if you sit for long periods during the day. So we're stiff and we try to touch our toes, but we can't. So we try anyway by straining and forcing our way down, which is a terrible idea because all that strain is going to go to another body part, your back. Ouch! A better way to make the posture more accessible is to use the block to touch the ground. Then as you fold, you can place your hands on each block or double stack them like this to give you a little extra height. And when you do that, you want to press firmly into the blocks like you are pressing your hands into the ground. This will give you more stability. The same approach can be used for a wide-legged forward fold. That looks like this. Or maybe you have a pose where you have one leg forward and you are trying to reach the ground. You can use 2 blocks for that too. 2 hands on blocks comes in handy in a lot of places, like when you have a straight leg forward and your back knee down. We call that a half split. But sometimes you only need 1 block, such as when you're in a easy twist or a triangle. One more way to reach the ground is when you are balancing in a pose, like half moon. To do that, you're going to place the block in front of the foot that you're going to be balancing on. And then you lean forward and lift your back leg. By the way, if you're interested in learning more about other yoga equipment or how to start a yoga practice and be successful, you'll want to check out this free guide I made you. Click here to get it. Pro tip, whenever you use blocks to reach the ground, make sure your hands are directly below your shoulders. This will give you maximum arm length, and it'll make it easier to reach the block. Now, a block doesn't just make it easier to reach the ground, it can also make it easier to clasp your hands behind you if they seem too far apart. Simply hold the block in one hand, take it behind you, and then you take a hold it with the other hand, and boom, you're holding hands. Give those a try, and let me know how they work for you in the comments below. Being successful with yoga is more than learning how to use one tool. So I put everything you need to know to get started in this video right here. You're going to want to watch that one next.